Jai Hind Defense Aspirants, I Vivek Pandey, welcome you back in Target Defense Forces. Friends, this video is going to be very special as well as is one of the most demanding videos क्योंकि इस वीडियो में आदित्य भदौरिया, who had recently got recommended, has shared his experience. Aditya, he is an example of the combination of hard work, smart work, consistency, dedication, commitment, open to learning, and overall a person with never giving up attitude. This video is going to be a bit lengthy because इस वीडियो में आदित्य ने डिटेल वे में अपना SSB एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किया है, followed by certain tips that will surely help you out to get recommended in your very next attempt. And I can also assure you that this is one of the most satisfying videos in which a person has shared his experience as well as tips in the internet. So must watch the video till the end to get maximum of it. Before switching to the SSB experience, let me tell you something about Aditya. Aditya, after attempting his written examination of CDS 1 2021, he was quite confident that he is going to clear written examination. And he enrolled himself to Target Defense Forces daily practice platform. Since then, till a day before his reporting, it consists of something around more than 9 months. He was regular towards lecturates, towards news, towards group discussion, followed by the Zoom sessions, as well as PP and DT sessions with multiple mock interviews. And इतना combined effort जो उसने डाले हैं अपने SSB preparation में, it helped him out to get recommended. And interesting part, he was the only person from his entire batch to get recommended. So it was about Aditya, and अगर आप भी एक defense aspirant हैं and are preparing for your upcoming SSB and are struggling in your communication skills और आपको एक group चाहिए where you can practice thoroughly throughout till your SSB, then my dear friends, you are at the right place. You can just provide your details in the given WhatsApp number, rest I'll take care of. और अगर आपको टारगेट डिफेंस फोर्सेस डेली प्रैक्टिस प्लेटफॉर्म के बारे में और अच्छे से जानना है तो मस्ट क्लिक इन the I button. In this video, I have provided the detailed information about how classes are conducted over here. Now, here comes the experience of Aditya.
Hello everyone, my name is Aditya. I have recently got recommended from 21 SSB Bhopal for CDS OTA entry. And today I am in front of you to share my experiences, the 5-day experience of SSB. So the experiences I will be covering into different segments. First, we will talk about the different stages of the 5 days procedure and the different techniques and tips which we can utilize and which I have utilized. And I'll try to enlighten every one of you with my experience, like what I have tried, how were the group members I was having and how I tackled with them, and where we can also touch upon the different tasks and how to perform, like different specific techniques we can touch upon. In the next segment, we will talk about that what should be the approach for SSB, like what should be a right approach for SSB, what SSB is all about, and what should be our mindset before approaching towards the SSB. And in the last segment, we will talk about the TDF, the Target Defense Forces, our family, and how I enrolled into it and how it was beneficial for me, and it can be for many of the people who are already enrolled into it. So before starting and going into the mainstream topics, I would like to highlight and disclaimer that all these things which I will be telling you in this particular video will be based on my particular experiences. Means this is an exclusive my experience. It can work for you or it might not. So these things worked for me, and everyone has its own strategy. They have their own plan. So I believe that learn from the video and formulate your own strategy that will take you long, that will help you to run the race faster as well as longer. So let's start with the video and let's discuss about the screening test, the test which happens on the first day when we report into the SSB. Screening test is a test which is generally being conducted for the purpose of eliminating the large number of students, because in SSBs there is no accommodation which is very much there. So there must be a sufficient candidates which are screened out, and then the best of them were screened in for the purpose to go into the different tests which are there in the further process. So in my batch, there were around 70 students for CDS OT entry, and about 13 of us got screened in. Yes, only 13, because the screen-in ratio was not quite good, or maybe the potential of the candidates was not up to the mark. So that's why we 13 got screened in the first day. Touching upon more nitty-gritties about the screening test, there was an OIR 1 and OIR 2 which were fairly good enough. That was at DIPR test booklet. One is 102 and second one was 52, and they both were quite fair enough. They were like average student can do well in those particular OIR test. Next comes the very interesting part, that is PPDT, picture perception and description test. So where for 30 seconds the picture was displayed and we have to write the story in 4 minutes, and that was one of the most interesting part, because you have to think about the story in those 30 seconds and write upon. So after that, we were taken out after writing the story, and we were divided into the group of 13. Like my group was having the 13 members, and all were very good. The narration was very good. Discussion was very healthy. And in that particular batch, I was nominated and I was given the chance to narrate the group story, and which I did fairly well. Now there are some pro tips which I would like to give you in this particular PPDT sessions as well as the PPDT test. First one is go with the flow of the group. Like what happens, many candidates tell me also, I was talking to some of them personally, that in PPDT the major hurdle for them is the discussion. Because discussion becomes the chaos, there is a lot of fish market situation, so they are unable to put their point whichever is going in the group. So for that, I would like to give you a pro tip: go with the flow. Like, don't be so restrictive that you are only thinking about your story and you are not moving forward, right? So I believe that go with the flow of the story, like what happened in our group, that my story was good, other stories were also good, but our common story was way different from all these stories which were discussed in the group, right? Like our common story was made on career orientation, and none of our group member made this career orientation story. So you have to go with the group, the flow of the group. And once there are some kind of candidates who go with the theme, like they are inclined towards one particular theme and they are giving also that particular theme, but what happens, they are not able to carry that forward. I'll give you an example. जैसे मैंने एक theme propose की, let's go to a career orientation. Okay, but I am not able to take forward that particular theme, and another candidate B is able to take that particular theme, and he's getting that enough recognition, enough votes from the particular group. Yes, let's go to career orientation. जबकि वो idea मेरा था, but मैं उसको आगे नहीं ले जा पा रहा हूँ, and another one like candidate B is getting that opportunity and he is doing that. So try to have that opportunity. If you're thinking that one candidate is unable to take, you take the group story forward and make it a good story with the collaboration of the group, and listen everyone. This generally happens that we tend to forget that it is a group story. We always try to impose our views, our thoughts, our things. That's ours should be not there. So we as a collective is a group, and we should promote the good story which is coming with the help of the group. And what happened, one more thing, like many of the candidates try to self-nominate themselves, which I believe that you can avoid that, because what I've seen in my group, one was chess number 5, he was trying to self-nominate himself and he did that. But GTO interrupted in between and he said that, gentlemen, I have told that the group should nominate, right? So again he was made to sit down, and then again I was nominated by the group. So this is what happens. Please don't self-nominate. If you find anyone which is better than you, if you feel that he will narrate the story well, give him the chance. Nothing bad about that. Or give her the chance. Nothing bad about that. It's just that collectively your group is growing, na? So you have to grow your group. And in the PPDT writing story, I believe that write a good story, because if you're writing a good story, that will create a positive impression upon the assessors as well as on the group members when you will narrate it very confidently. See, if you're narrating this story very confidently, your half of the battle is won, because the people will recognize you that he's a very good speaker. We have to listen to him. So that what creates an impression to the people, right? So you have to create that first impression, because PPDT is a particular kind of first impression only that will help you to get through the different task stage 2, that is day 2, day 3, day 4, right? So this was all about the PPDT sessions and all about the PPDT test, and this all you can try there, and I believe that you all can get screened in. And the main part is this: don't be part of fish market, just try to give good valid points, have a strong voice towards them for the purpose to grab the attention of the group. And once you are able to get the thrice you have grabbed the attention, your work is done. I believe that the GTO will listen you and the assessors will listen you, and I believe that they'll sail through the process, because PPDT is one of the most important tasks. Now after that, 70 of us were reported, 13 got screened in, and after that we were taken to the different rooms and we were allotted rooms. So, and after that there was a document verification. Again, like there was an extensive document verification where we have to submit our copies which we have bought and all the original documents and everything. And that day was rest. We played in the evening. We went to the canteen. We went to the different parts of the campus, and we enjoyed. And on that particular day, like day 1 was good after getting screened in, and we played volleyball. I also tried basketball, table tennis. So all these games I used to play, and was chill, relaxed, talking to my members of the group, all these 30 members, from where are you, how you are doing. So keep that environment lively there, because you know that lively is one of the most important quality which has been seeked by the SSB procedure, right? So be lively, interact with everyone, those whom you are meeting, interact with them, have a good positive attitude towards them, try to learn from them as much as possible. Now moving forward with the second stage, the next process, that is psychological test. Psychological test is one of the most important test of the whole SSB procedure, and it consists of thematic apperception test, then you have word association test, then you have SRTs, that is situation reaction test, then self description test. So these are the 4 fundamental tests which are conducted in the process of psychology. And in the TET, there is a series of 11 pictures, and last one is a blank slide where you have to write your own thoughts, own story according to your life experiences or anything which you feel. Then you have VAT, and VAT you have to associate a word which has been given in the particulated and stimulated time of 15 seconds. Then SRTs, good about 60 are given. Then a self description, that what you think about yourself, right? How you know about yourself. So how you judge your personality, how your parents judge your personality, how your teachers judge your personality, how your employer does that, employee does that. So all these things plays a very important role to judge that what kind of personality you are. So in psychology test, we got up around 6 o'clock. At 6:45 we went to breakfast, and 7:30 we all reported to the hall. Like there was a testing hall, we all reported there. There was general instruction which was given by our psychologist, and he made all us comfortable. He said that nothing to worry about, it is just a test of some words, some stories, and you have to write them, whatever the first thought which comes to your mind. So in psychology, what I believe, that psychology is something which cannot be changed over the time, right? So you have to understand that what are the areas which are being required by the psychologist. For that, you have to introspect yourself, that what are the key areas where you are lacking in. For example, I may be having some tendency, or I might be having some thoughts which are not acceptable by the psychologist. So this shows that he will reject me, right? So for that, I believe that practice is one of the key. Try to understand with a lot of stories that what you are making, what you should not make, what are the qualities which are being inherent. See, thinking more of the qualities is not your job, right? You're not the assessor there. You should not be much worried about the 15 OLQs which are being written on different boards into different website, or which has been shown by different platforms. You don't have to worry about that, right? What is a positive thought you get? What kind of person you are? What is your intellectual level? How you can relate this one particular story to the different characters which are present? How you can relate it to yourself? How you can relate it to the societal benefits? Right? How the story can be utilized for the purpose of benefiting the larger people, larger good. So there is a pro tip which I would like to give you for the TED stories, that start reading a lot of current affairs. With my experience, I'm telling you very genuinely, current affairs will help you to build upon the different stories. The pictures can be very different, right? but your thought process must be aligned with the picture which has been given to you. Try to link it with the day-to-day happening which is going on. Try to find a good about that. Make it a positive story, right? There are kind of pictures such as neutral picture, negative picture, and positive picture. In positive pictures, you can make easily a good positive picture, positive story. In neutral, you have to bring that neutral theme and you have to take it to the positive theme. And in negative, try to solve that problem. Negative picture, suppose an accident is there or some kind of mishappening is there. These are the one of the most easiest story because you know the actions there, what you have to put upon. But in neutral, it's become very difficult. So for neutral picture, I request all of you to have that broad horizon of thinking. Once you're having that, it will help you to think and correlate with the multiple stories of your life. Think world as a story. If you see something on road, think about that, how you can improve upon, how you can develop that. आप कैसे अपनी सोसाइटी को चेंज कर सकते हो, आप क्या क्या चीजें बेहतर कर सकते हो, और आपको करंट अफेयर से अपडेट रहना है ताकि आप उस सोसाइटल बिहेवियर को, सोसाइटल चेंज को और सोशल अडेप्टेशन को अपने नजरिए से देख सकेंगे. अच्छा, दिस हैज बीन पर्टिकुलर स्कीम विच हैज बीन लॉन्च्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट, तो इसका सोशल इम्पैक्ट क्या होगा, मुझ पे इम्पैक्ट क्या होगा, मेरी फैमिली मेंबर्स पे क्या होगा, और जो लोग काम कर रहे हैं उन पे क्या होगा, मतलब सोसाइटी पे ऑन अ ब्रॉडर क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा, दैट मैटर्स द मोस्ट. So I request all of you to be well versed with the current affairs, right? And that will help you to correlate with these stories which you are making it, and have a straight thought process. Please वहाँ पर confusing process मत करिए, because there were a lot of students मेरे साथ जो बैठे थे आसपास, they were doing a lot of cuttings and their thoughts were not aligned. So please have a clarity of thoughts. एक भी कटिंग नहीं होनी चाहिए. That will show that this person is having the clarity of thought. He can express what he want to in a single go. He's not cutting and then writing. So that makes it very monotonous, and that doesn't look good for psychologist also. वो सोचेगा कि he is not having a clarity of thought, she is not having a clarity of that. So once clarity of thought ही नहीं है, तो what he feel to pass upon, right? Now let's go to wet. Wet is like 15 seconds. So wet again this will improve by practice. Have a practice, good about practice, and align your thoughts. If you look a word happy, try to correlate with happiness. If you look someone blind, try to correlate with the overcome. So there are some negative words, try to overcome them, prevent them, overcome them. So these are the different words which you can use that and try to give a particular solution about those negative words. Next comes the SRT, situation reaction test. There are good about 60 SRTs, and being very honest, I was not able to attempt all the SRTs. I was just able to do 37, and this has been the question which was asked and the later stage in my interview, that how many SRTs did you attempt it? I said that I was able to do 37, and he said it is good about, but I was inside feeling that I could have done about 45, 50 maybe, and 50 is a good number, right? So I was able to do 37, that's all. For SRTs also, I would like to give you a tip, that is, follow a technique what comes first. Use commas, write short sentences, and try to complete it. Try to write a full solution. Don't write a single line solution and where you are unable to justify that why you are doing that particular thing. So justify it by commas and write good sentences. I was able to do 37, but I was quite sure that what I have done, they are good, they are perfect, because I was writing 2.5 lines, 3 lines with commas. So I was giving a clarity of thought, complete solution, and which was presentable also and must be liked by the psychologist too. Now comes the last test of the psychological series, that is the SDT, that is self-description test. And self-description, what I believe, that try to introspect yourself. What is the particular strategy which I follow for SDT? That is, I used to go to different teachers, I used to go to my employer, I used to go to my parents, I used to talk to my friends, the peer group which I was having, and I used to ask them, what are the areas which you think that I should work upon, what are the areas which you admire about me, which you would like to have in your life. So they used to give me a genuine feedback, honest feedback, and which helped me to make my SDT. And my SDT was crisp, clear, and there was not a lot of things which I am writing there, but what I am writing with an example, supporting it with particular examples, so that he will trust me. For example, जैसे कि आप मुझसे कुछ बोल रहे हो या मैं आपको कुछ बोल रहा हूँ, अभी मैं जैसे आपको कुछ बोल रहा हूँ, बट वट एवर द सेंटेंस आई एम टेलिंग यू, इफ यू आर नॉट अनेबल टू कनेक्टेड विद अ पर्टिकुलर एग्जाम्पल, विद अ पर्टिकुलर ओन थॉट, तो क्या आप उस पर बिलीव करोगे? नहीं करोगे. तो वही साइकोलॉजिस्ट पे है कि अगर मैं लिख दूं कि आई एम वेरी ट्रस्टवर्दी पर्सन, विल यू ट्रस्ट मी? नो, आई हैव टू सपोर्ट इट बाय एन एग्जाम्पल कि मैं क्यों ट्रस्ट वर्दी हूं, उसका रीजन देना पड़ेगा ना मुझे. सो दैट्स अ पर्टिकुलर रीजन विच यू कैन give, and that is very good to sail through in the process of SDT, that is self description test. And this is a very good technique which you can utilize in different techniques such as an interview also, where you can support everything by giving an example or fact. Now moving forward, on the second day I had my interview also. Interview was very good. It was around 22 to 25 minutes, that's it. One of the most shortest interview in my group. So the interviewer was very excited when he saw me, that he welcomed me, that come Aditya, sit down, and all those things. He was very overwhelming, and he asked, and in my interview there was a very unique interview, I'll tell you. Like, there was no rapid fire questions, no CIQs, and all those things were not asked to me. And I was quite confused after giving the interview, that why he didn't ask any questions which I prepared. Like, I prepared hell lot of questions where I was like, what is your parents doing, why they are doing, and all those things. But these were not the general question which was asked. And he was like, hey, gentlemen, you look very trustworthy and your PIQ looks good, so let's go beyond your PIQ. So he asked me questions. Like, he didn't ask me questions in the rapid fire season, but he asked me questions that what I am telling, he is cross questioning me and cross checking it, that what I am telling is true or not. So there he started with my education. In education, it was one by one question, that why you took commerce, what are the career prospect you have in commerce. And he asked me some of my future plans, that what I'm doing, what I want to do in life, and why I want to join defense forces, what are the key motivational factors for which I am aligned towards the defense forces. I was into a boarding school, so he was asking a lot of stories from boarding school, that how was your boarding school, how did you go there, what were the initial problems which you were facing. So interview was good, I would say that it was good, but it was very hard to judge that how it was. I was feeling that it was fine. And after that, I also cross checked with a lot of students which were there with me, a lot of candidates which were there with me, and they were saying that their interview went for around 45-50 minutes. Some of them went around 1 hour. For us, my interview was very short, so I was in a dilemma and in a dicey situation, that what will happen me with tomorrow. But I was like what will happen. I believe that I'll sail through the process, and that's the positive intent which is required by everyone who is watching me right now and who is preparing for SSB, because that positive intent will make sure that you are sailing through the process. And once you are starting and inheriting that particular quality of negativity, that no, it won't work, my interview was just 22 minutes, I was unable to do. So these are all the myths. Many people used to say me that if your interview goes for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, then you're good about to go. The interviewer will clear you into the process, but that generally doesn't happen. It depends on the mood. If he's able to assess those particular qualities in just 20 to 25 minutes, then why he will be dragging the interview unnecessarily. So that can be a fact which I have learned through my experience. So for interview, I would like to give a particular tip, that prepare for interview. Preparation is one of the most important too. There is a very famous example of different actors, like वो लोग rehearsal करते हैं about 100 times before going to a particular scene, and that also should happen with us, because we are also going to become a gazetted officer tomorrow, and that will help us to frame our answers, because वो natural answers are important. आप नेचुरलिटी दिखाइए उनको, बट प्रिपेयर योर आंसर कि आप क्या बोल रहे हो, क्या नहीं बोल रहे हो. यू शुड नो दैट, राइट? And if you're not knowing that, then he will drag you unnecessarily. He will find a word, whatever you have said in a line, and then he will drag whole interview in that. And that I don't want personally to all of you, like वैसा कुछ हो, because then it becomes a very haphazard interview and doesn't go in a systematic manner. And for interviews, current affairs plays a very important role. If you are well versed with your current affairs, if you are well versed with the general knowledge, general awareness, you are good about to go, and it will create a very positive impression on the SSR. He'll feel that this person is good, he is genuine, he is here to express the knowledge, he can do well. Means he came well prepared, and once a person is well prepared, he is liked by all, right? But be true to yourself, be true to him, whatever it was, tell him, give justification. And it is very famous line which is always been said, that nothing is right, nothing is wrong, it depends upon your justification, how you are able to convince the assessor, and he is getting convinced or not. So that's what I want from all of you, that if anything is there, try to have justification, and those justification must be truthful to yourself. Don't lie in front of them, because वहां पर झूठ बोलना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. आपसे झूठ बोला भी नहीं जाएगा, बिकॉज द इन्वायरमेंट इज एज सच, यू हैव टू गिव रैपिड आंसर्स. आपके पास वो टाइम नहीं मिलेगा, यू वोंट गेट दैट मच टाइम टू थिंक एंड देन गिव द आंसर्स, एंड दैट जनरली is not being expected by them also, that you are coming and telling. See, अगर एक भी झूठ पकड़ा गया ना, your game is over, your interview is done. He'll create an impression that this guy is not genuine. If he is lying here, he will lie for life. अंडरस्टैंडिंग. तो मत करो ऐसा काम कि जहां पर आपकी प्रोबेबिलिटी जीरो हो रही है. लेट द प्रोबेबिलिटी गो अबव 1, कि देयर आर चांसेस, राइट? Now let's move forward to one of the most interesting tasks, that is day 3 and the GTO series. GTO is one of the best tasks, and I've enjoyed because I was working with my group. See, both of the tasks were more of individual. Your interview was individual, your psychology was individual, but what was here that we all were in a group, so we were enjoying a lot. So it started, first one was GD1, GD2, all went very good. I was able to give my opinions, I was able to convince my friends, and they were also giving good points about that. And that what happens, that what you learn from each other, and we all were collaborating with each other. So for GD, I would like to have a good sound knowledge. Don't have shallow knowledge, because that will be पकड़े जाओगे अगर आप मतलब चिल्ला रहे होगे और आप में दम नहीं होगा, आपके पॉइंट्स लॉजिकल नहीं होंगे, तो लोग सुनेंगे भी नहीं, and they will laugh after that कि why you are unnecessarily shouting when you are not having the concrete points. So have concrete points. Speak less, there is no harm, but speak relevant, speak logical, speak practical. So these things are very important. Whatever you have, it's okay if you have less content, but content ना आपको concrete होना चाहिए. Try to come up with a lot of figures, facts. Try to correlate this topic with a lot of things, right? If you're correlating those things with a lot of multiple topics, that will show that this guy is well versed with the different societal aspects. For example, if I got a particular topic of economic developments, so I can relate it what economic development mean for a society, what it can mean for the different kind of intellects which are working for the purpose of formulating the economic policies. So this will help to get a broader horizon. और वहां पर GTO भी नोट करता रहेगा अपनी small notebook में that this person is having good intellectual level, is factor 1 is good, and we can consider him for the other task. And this is the basic series. Next you have GP. That is one of the most interesting tasks, where you have been given a different task, different problems to solve at the simultaneous time, and all the problems are displayed with the help of the map, and there will be given a story. You'll be given 5 minutes to read it particular, and you have given 10 minutes to write that particular plan. And for plan, right, have a clarity of thought, again have a different and specific format for it, which will help you to write, because 10 minutes are not so much, they are less only. So for that you should have the specific format which you are writing. For example, the AM time, then you have problems with priorities, then solutions A, B, C, D, and like this you can also come with a conclusion that where all people will meet and what will happen. So again, and now let's come to the discussion. Here the discussion happens in such a way that it becomes a fish market, because everyone have their own priorities, and you have to convince people with the logical fact that why you are choosing priority number 1. Priority 1 number should be, or should always be, to saving a person who is not in a good condition, right? And next in the discussion you should think that how other person are also thinking logically, because if you're not understanding their logics, if you're only trying to impose your things, they will not nominate you for sure. They will not nominate you for the final group plan which you will give in front of GTO. And I was very fortunate. There was chess number 5, and when GTO asked that whom you want to nominate, there was around 30 seconds silent. So chess number 5 nominated me. I'm very fortunate for him, and I would like to thank you. So he nominated me, and I gave a group plan, and I was trying to include everybody's point. Like my points were valid, fine, but I left my point. It's okay, let me include other points, like what other people said, what other 6 members are saying apart from me, what other person's views are, how logical they are, and I was trying to present them, because this will show that you are adaptable to the group, you are listening to them, and that will help you to fetch good impression towards your group members also and the GTO also, because you are listening them. Listening is one of the most important quality, and we have to imbibe it, because people will respect once we respecting their opinion, then only will they will respect our opinion, na? So that what happens. After that, we have the HGT, half group task. No, before that, we had a PGT, progressive group task. So again, there was a team of 7 members. We were crossing PGT 1, PGT 2, PGT 4. We didn't, unfortunately. Our GTO said your time is over, gentlemen, and it was a good show by all of you. And sometimes he was losing his temperament also, GTO, once or twice, and he was like, you're just a fresher and you are here shouting unnecessarily, not implementing ideas. When I am trying to give you hint, that also you are not listening. So there is one suggestion to all of you, those will be appearing in SSB very soon, that listen to the GTO. He is there to help you. वो आपकी मदद करने के लिए ही है वहाँ पर. He'll try to give you lot of heads there. So understand what he's trying to say. मतलब अपनी अपनी मत चलाना ज़्यादा प्लीज़, क्योंकि हमारे ग्रुप में 2-4 लोग ऐसे कर रहे थे, अपनी अपनी चला रहे थे. एंड ट्राई टू बी अहेड, मतलब आगे रहो, क्योंकि देन ओनली यू कैन फिगर आउट द वे ना, न्यू आइडियाज, न्यू थॉट्स. तो एंड लिसन टू हिम, ही विल गिव हिंट आइदर इन जेस्चर्स और बोल के. ट्राई टू लिसन हिम. और जब वो बोल रहे हो ना GTO, प्लीज़ अपने ग्रुप को बोल देना, प्लीज़ प्लीज़ जेंटलमैन, प्लीज़ calm down and let's listen to sir, because he always try to help us. So that happened. Then we had group obstacle, and that was a fun part. Group obstacle race where we were helping each other. There was a guy who was quite overweight, so I was lifting him. So it was a good. We had made a strategy for this GOR, and we crossed it, and we got a penalty of 10 seconds of breaking some rules. But it was fun. It was good. And note that in GOR the assessor notes everything, what you are doing, what you are not doing, how you are doing, what are your practical plans, how you are lifting others, how you are crossing those obstacles, and those are very important. Now moving forward to the HGT part, that is half group task. Our group was divided into 3 and 4, and in my group there were 2 members, and they were very collaborative, very good, and I was giving them ideas, they were implementing them, and we did our HGT in 2 minutes only. Like, we were given around 10 minutes and we were able to do in 2 minutes, because we were getting the good ideas, we were able to implement all the ideas, and the GTO said, very good gentlemen, go back. And after that we had our lecturate, like individual lecturate. In individual lecturate I was having the topic of foreign policy. So foreign policy is one of my favorite topic. Like, I used to read a little more about the international relations, international diplomacy. So this was the core topic for me, and I was fortunate that I was given that particular topic, where I spoke good about 4 to 5 minutes, and the GTO didn't interrupted me for 3 minutes, like around 4 minutes and 30 seconds. He said, gentlemen, you have 30 seconds, kindly wind up. And there I wind up the process, and he felt good. Like, my topic, my lecturer was good enough, and he was very keen and interested, and that was later been appreciated my group members also, that my lecturate was good. So what lecturate is, try to be confident, try to be firm, and try to bring in a lot of new creative ideas and have your opinion. क्योंकि facts figures आप रट सकते हो, आप ये चीजें पढ़ सकते हो, but opinion formulations में time लगता है. Understanding, once you're formulating the opinions, it will take time and it will require depth. अगर आपके पास depth है knowledge की, then you can do quite well. Now on the same day we had the individual obstacle also, and my was chess number 2. I was called, and I was able to do 9 obstacles, and the one more obstacle was there, balancing beam, which I was unable to do. I tried it 6 times and I failed it 6 times. Although, like, I've showed the GTO that I am not a person who give up. Like, I always try, and I was trying very hard. I was like going here and there. I was unable to balance that. So one obstacle I missed, that was this particular one, that was balancing beam, which I tried. Like, twice I tried, once going to attempt all, and last, when I was having 30 seconds, I tried 4 times more, and after that whistle blown, and I was said that you can go out and sit in the shed. So the day was over. Everyone was going to the MI room. They were having a little bit of injury, although I was also having some of them, but it was negligible. The Josh was very high that time, that yes, we have done good GTO task, it was good, and it was quite interesting. So I was helping. That what happened, I was like trying to give them Volini and sprays. Okay, fine, let us do tomorrow now, let us do tomorrow, very good now. So I was pumping away, boosting, and later we went to play. We played table tennis. I found a very competitive player on that day, and we played table tennis there. So after that, it was the day 4. That is one of the most important day, because where you have command task. Now, command tasks were one of the most interesting as well as one of the most deciding factor of the final series of GTO, where the GTO makes a final remark about your performance into the GTO task. So I was called the last in my GTO task, and I was given one of the difficult tasks what I believe that, and where I called two members and have a reason why you are calling them, because he will ask you in the mini interview, you will ask the different questions that from where are you coming. And what I believe that G2 have your PIQ, like many people say that he doesn't have G2 doesn't have your PIQ, but he was knowing everything about me, that from where I am coming, where I have studied, why I have studied there. So he knew all those questions and he was asking me. तो मुझे लगता है कि GTO के पास भी PIQ होता है शायद, बट आई एम नॉट कंफर्मिंग इट बिकॉज आई एम नॉट इनटू द सिलेक्शन सिस्टम. So it was a very good interaction. He asked me about that whom you want to call. So I called chess number dash and dash, and he asked me reason that why he want to call. So I called one chess number whom no one called, and I felt that he was a good candidate and he should be called. So I called chess number 5, and he came there. And see, my command task was more of like I was not able to give ideas, being very honest. See what happened with my command task. I took around 7 to 8 minutes to cross one obstacle only, from starting line to one obstacle, that is our first obstacle. I was not getting ideas, I don't know. I was trying implementing everything, and I was like full of josh, trying everything. My was modified structure. I was given the steering wheel and one pole and that plank. So I was implementing all the ideas. I was going here and there, rushing around, applying brain, and my GTO was putting me pressure that, commander, you are brainless, like this you will become officer, like this you will command your team in the battlefields. I was like, yes sir, I am trying my level best, I will do it. So Josh was very high, but brain was not working. So that happened. So after telling all these points, he was like, commander, you want a hint? I was like, yes sir. And he was like, check here and there what you have, one obstacle is there. So I was like, yes sir, what you can implement. So I used to implement ideas. So he used to give me one like a 20% hint and 80% I used to do. So that what in every task, like one task I did by my own, by using my brain, and every task was told by him only. Like he was giving me 5% hint, 10% hint, sometimes 20% also. And he was like putting me a lot of, commander, you have 10 seconds, if you will show me idea, then only you have any chance to get into. And he was like that, you have only 10 seconds now, if you can do it then show it, or leave the ground, we don't want officers like you. So he was like putting a lot of pressure. You have only 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And what happened in between, one of my subordinate chess number 5 was giving me ideas from behind. So he was telling that, commander, one of your subordinate is giving you ideas from behind, can't you see this? I was like, chess number 5 don't give you ideas until unless I ask you. I already mentioned in the instructions that no suggestions until unless I ask you. So GTO started laughing, like I was like telling him and shouting on him that why you are giving me ideas, mujhe kyun ideas de rahe ho? So those are the like funny part ever. Although I made it, like GTO was fine, command task was also fine. मैंने ठीक ठाक कर लिया था. I won't say that बहुत अच्छा किया था, but by the grace of the hints which were given by GTO, I was able to do it. Now FGT full grip task is more of a formality where all the group members come and they cross one particular obstacle. तो उसमें कुछ इतना कुछ rocket science नहीं है. It's a simple task based on the PGT HGT and you have to cross that one particular obstacle. And one thing what I believe that the GTO have already made all his decisions before FGT. FGT के पहले ही पूरा decision आपका बन जाता है and the process goes through, right? Next we have the final day, the final D-Day, the deciding day. That is the conference. And conference is one of the most interesting. See, we were about 13 students and our conference was wrapped into 45 minutes and result was announced after 30 minutes. Okay, so very short, everything was very short, crisp, clear. So mine was chess number 2, chess number 1 was called before me and he was asked some questions that how was this day and all those things. And mine was chess number 2. I was also called. There was no waiting time for me. Like after 1 minute he went and I was called. And deputy president addressed me that, hello gentlemen, that how was your day, stay and all those things. I was like, very well sir, I enjoyed very much. And he asked me some general questions which are asked like what you did yesterday evening. I was like, I found a very competitive player and I played with her, and although she was good but I was better than that. And he started laughing that okay, you find a competitive player here. So he was like, he asked me some of the suggestions, that what suggestions would you like to give. So I gave couple of suggestions, and later then he was like, very good gentleman, all the best for your results. Then I went out into the shed. We have friends and we were reciting all the poetries of Kumar Vishwas. Means we were enjoying those 50 minutes and not thinking anything about the result. Like what will happen, जो होगा वो देख लेंगे, result आएगा तो result तो आना ही है. You can't do anything now. So we all were reciting poetry. Kumar Vishwas को याद कर रहा है, कोई दीवाना कहता है, and all those things were going on. And we were enjoying the most there. Because इसके बाद नहीं पता ना हम कब मिलेंगे, कब नहीं मिलेंगे. Those 13 members having the very strong bond. तो नहीं पता था कि कब मिलेंगे कब नहीं मिलेंगे. एंड फाइनली our psychologist, no, our GTO came with the result, and he was like, chess number only one have got recommended, and that was chess number 2, and out of 13 only one got recommended, and I am in front of you today and sharing my thanks. So this was all my experience that happened, and it was one of the most exciting, most interesting, and the most part is I am fortunate enough to enjoy that 5-day process. Enjoying is more important into the process, being very honest, and that I was fortunate enough to do that. Now the second segment which I was talking about, that what SSB is looking for, what should be your approach towards your SSB. See, for SSB, I want that practice is one of the most important thing. These days, there are a lot of concepts of smart work and all those things. But until and unless you are not doing hard work, how it is possible to convert it into smart work? You need base ना. जब हम घर बनाते हैं सबसे पहले फाउंडेशन बनाते हैं, फिर हम अंदर इंटीरियर में we do for ceiling, हम अच्छा पेंट करवा लेते हैं और वो सब. That is your smart skills which you can try. But what I urge everyone to have a strong foundation. अपनी फाउंडेशन को बहुत स्ट्रांग करिए ताकि आपके कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर हों. और जब क्लैरिटी होगी, आपकी क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट्स हर जगह पता चलेगी, आपके GTO में भी, आपके इंटरव्यू में और आपके साइकोलॉजी में भी. सो हैव अ गुड फाउंडेशनल बेस. नेक्स्ट विच आई वुड लाइक टू गिव अपॉन वन मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट सजेशन एंड अप्रोच, दैट बी विद द ग्रुप. इंडल्ज इनटू द प्रोसेस, डोंट थिंक टू मच अबाउट द रिजल्ट. कल की परवाह ना करते हुए आज पर फोकस करिए, अभी पर फोकस करिए, अपने टास्क पर फोकस करिए. मेरा टास्क एक बहुत खराब चला गया था, दैट वाज GPA. व्हाट आई डिड अ ब्लंडर, दैट I didn't address GTO. I was looking only to my team members, and later it was realized by some of my seniors which were there and some of my group members, you have to address to the GTO. But fortunately they told me at the last day. तो कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है कि आपको क्या टास्क हुआ है क्या नहीं हुआ है. जो हुआ है हुआ है, आपने अपना बेस्ट दिया. डोंट थिंक टू मच अबाउट द रिजल्ट. लास्ट डे 5 days ऑल्सो ना वी वर सिंगिंग. लास्ट डे ऑल्सो आफ्टर द कॉन्फ्रेंस वी वर सिंगिंग एंड वेटिंग फॉर द रिजल्ट. तो जो होना है दैट विल हैपन, बट गिव योर बेस्ट. ओके, एंजॉय दैट मोमेंट, बी इनटू दैट पर्टिकुलर टाइम which you are there. Now coming to the last segment of that particular day or the particular talk, that is how TDF is important and how TDF helped me, that target defense forces, and how it is helping to the other people who are enrolled into it. First of all, I would like to thank to every person who is there into TDF. There were a lot of ladies, beautiful ladies who were there in our group, and they used to deliver very good lectures. I used to admire them a lot. Their concise crispness and the clarity of thoughts was so good, and I used to learn from that I want to speak like them, I want to be like them. So that was there with me. I learned a lot of there who were already serving soldiers. They told me about different forces and they were already always ready. For example, Rathore sir was there, Raja sir was there. These all people helped me a lot. There were some juniors also from NDA who was promoting me that bhaiya you do so well, how do you learn all those things, help us. So ये peer learning concept is very important, that will help you in your life. क्योंकि peer learning से क्या होता है ना, आप एक दूसरे से सीखते हो और उस सीखने में ना कोई बड़ा छोटा नहीं होता है. If I am liking something from a person B, I'll try to get it. If someone is liking something from me, he will try to get it. So people were getting recommended from our group. They used to come, they used to tell their experience, and we used to learn about them. For example, Aishwarya ma'am was there, Aishwarya 1, Aishwarya 2, Suguna ma'am is there. All those people helped me a lot because their stories were so inspiring, their things were so inspiring, and apart from that, you can get a story for your TED from these people only because their life is so inspiring. They are happening. See, I am just 20, about to become 21. I don't have that much experiences, but I can learn from experience of different people, right? जो मुझे सिखा सकते हैं. They are younger to me, they are elder to me, so they can teach me a lot of things, and I am always open to learning. So that is one of the most important benefit to be on TDF. The next benefit or the next best part is that you get to get a lot of practice sessions. You got to get a lot of new learnings every day, like PPTT sessions happens every day. Then there is a Zoom session in night, so आप one to one connect कर सकते हो, ठीक है? It's not like a coaching or something, like it's like one of your elder brother is teaching you things, and you can ask him frankly whatever you want, राइट? सो दैट व्हाट हैपेंस, जो आपके जो भी डाउट्स हैं पर्सनल लाइफ से रिलेटेड हैं, प्रोफेशनल लाइफ से हैं, SSB से रिलेटेड हैं, आप डायरेक्टली उनसे आस्क सकते हैं, एंड ही इज ऑलवेज happy to teach us everything whatever it is there in his limited capacity, in his limited knowledge, and he always try to figure out new things for us. So that is one of the most important benefit we have to be in SSB, to be in TDF, Target Defense Forces. And again, every member, there were around 100 plus, 150 plus, I don't know how many members are there in the TDF, but I would like to thank every one of you, those who were there into the process and those who are still there, and you all helped me a lot. Consciously or unconsciously, I gained a lot of things from all of you. You played an important role for my recommendation, and I owe my recommendation to all of you, and wish you all the best for upcoming SSB. And I believe and believe in yourself, like you will sail through the process in your very next attempt. So that's it. Thank you so much.